Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. The topic for our today's discussion is a very famous drama by George Bernard Shaw, and it is Arms and the Man. Let's begin. The topics that would be covered in our discussion are: the first is introduction, then we would discuss author's biography, then themes, after that characters, followed by plot overview, then author's motive, and the final topic would be the conclusion. As we know that George Bernard Shaw was a man of letters, a man of words, and he's most of the plays by Shaw are quite philosophical and argumentative. The present one is not an exception. We know that Arms and the Man was first published in 1894, and Shaw derived the title of the present drama from Virgil's Aeneid that was in Latin. The play was first produced in 1898, and the present drama is very famous for anti-romantic comments, and it's also a very humorous play. The main themes of the play are, as we know that the play is very humorous, and it focuses on the futility of war, and it also deals with hypocrisy of human nature in a comic fashion. It is basically a story of love and war. The play tries to tell us that aristocratic pretensions have no place in today's wars. The brave is not the one who is rich and belongs to a noble family, but the one who fights with big heart in the battlefield. The play also highlights human natures like hypocrisy, dual behaviors, and betrayal in love. The writer also mentions the class difference in society in a very mocking style. And what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss the two important main aspects of the present play. The first one is betrayal in love, how the people are not serious, how they are not loyal actual in their love, and how they try to teach each other whenever they find some scope. The second thing the writer wants to focus, that is the main aspect of the play, that is hypocrisy of people in daily matters. So he exposes the real faces of the characters in the present play, and we can identify ourselves with the characters in the present play also. In these two slides I have discussed the main story of the present play. Let's skip those 2 or 3 slides and would come to these 2 or 3 slides afterwards. Before that, let's begin towards the introduction topic. The present play was one of Shaw's first commercial successes, and he was called onto stage after the curtain, where he received enthusiastic applause. The present drama, as I said earlier, that deals with anti-romantic view of life. George Bernard Shaw is considered one of the greatest English-speaking dramatists after Shakespeare. He is just next to the Shakespeare without any doubt. He was born in July 26 in Dublin, Ireland, and we know that his drama Pygmalion received a prize for best screenplay also. As we know that he is famous for his other dramas like Arms and the Man, St. John, The Man and the Superman, Major Barbara, Candida, and Pygmalion, and many more. Let's begin with the themes. The main themes dealt in the present drama are romanticism of war, romanticism of love, then class discrimination, then idealism versus realism. And all these themes are discussed in the present story through the characters. As far as romanticism of war is concerned, Shaw satirizes the romantic notions about war. He doubts the very theme of patriotism, right? And he asks us to check the theme, the human feeling of patriotism, whether it is authentic or not. From Shaw's opinion, the soldiers need not to be patriotic to fight for other country. Shaw wants to put realistic view about war to the audience and readers. He also exposes the love game also. Shaw satirizes the romantic notions about love. In this play, love is based on outward appearances, not on their true person. Shaw wants to put realistic view about love and marriage to the audience and readers. Next one is very serious one, that is class discrimination. Shaw believed in equality of all people and he abhorred class discrimination. In the present drama, Shaw uses class and breaks the class. Shaw also tells us that any rank is not important than human's ability. The next one is idealism versus realism. The play also deals with the conflict between idealism and idealism. Shaw didn't give much importance to the war. At last, the characters understand the reality about their activities. The main characters in the present day, as we know that Shaw's dramas are generally don't have the crowd of characters. In the present drama, we have limited characters also. The first one is Captain Bloodshield, next is Raina Petkov, next is Sergei Sandrov, then Major Petkov, then Catherine Petkov, then Nikola, and last one is Lauka. The first one is Captain Bloodshield. He is a professional soldier from Switzerland who is serving in the Serbian army. He is 34 years of age and he is totally realistic about the war. He is known as Chocolate Cream Soldier in the present play. Next one is Raina Petkov, a very highly romantic idealist of 23 of age. She is pretended as being a romantically idealistic person. She is in love with noble idea of war and love. She idealizes the heroes of war. Next one is Sergei Sanov. Major Sergei is a dashingly handsome romantic hero filled with bravado and idealistic morals. He is gained in military rank in the Bulgarian army through charm and family position rather than through common sense or training. He is engaged to Raina but flirts with Lauka. Then Catherine Petkov is there. She is a middle-aged affected woman who is Raina's mother. She is imperiously energetic, good looking and wishes to impress everyone with her social standing. She tries to pass herself off as a Venice lady. Next one is Major Petkov. Major Paul Petkov has acquired his rank in the Bulgarian army more because of his family's wealth and his ability as a military leader. He is good natured, right? Next one is Nikola. He is an old servant of the family who is discreet and servile. He is fond of Lauka, the another female servant, but disapproves of her bold attitude. Last one is Lauka. She is a servant girl in the Petkov household who is proud and looks down on servility. She is ambiguous. She is ambitious actually and wishes to rise in her life. Nikola wishes to marry her, but she has another plans. The plot overview. The drama is divided into acts. The first act, let's overlook the story in a quick glance. The act 1 starts and the setting of the act 1 is Serbian-Bulgarian war, placed near about 1885. A Serbian officer enters into the Raina Petkov's room by climbing the water pipe to her balcony. Then Raina saves the officer and the Russian officer leaves. Raina amuses that the officer keeps chocolate instead of ammunition. Raina and her mother help him to stay that night in their home. The act 2 shows that Catherine is upset that the Serbians have agreed to peace treaty. Sergei Sandrov joins with Major Petkov's conversation. Then Raina and Saranov passes some time alone. Saranov flirts with Lauka during the absence of Raina. Then Captain Bluntshield arrives to return the coat and the women try but fail to hurry him away. In Act 3, we find that Raina puts her photograph with inscription behind the back of the coat, but Bluntshield failed to see. Nicola realizes that it might be more good to let Lauka marry Sergis, and he denies to marry her. At the last of the play, Bluntshield reveals his love to Raina. And we can say that author's motive is what? In the present play, the writer has succeeded in making his point quite clear. It satirizes the romantic notions about love, marriage and war. The writer criticizes the attitude of rich people who glorify themselves. He also reveals his attitude about the class discrimination. So we can have the conclusion that the play is interesting and entertaining. It gives us a lesson not to glorify the war and not to create class discrimination. The condition of today's world is still very similar to the scenario of the play. So this is the end of the discussion. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much.